run through our Sixth Form PSHE Careers and Financial Education package and to go through what the content is. So as you can see, we've been developing this package for around 18 months and it follows on from our 5-year Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4 package, but is also a great standalone package you can use for your Sixth Form. So the package comes with 72 editable PowerPoint lessons, so you are more than welcome to put your own school logo on there. And these cover 10 different units, 6 units for Year 12, 4 units for Year 13, taking into account exam leave and that they'll be finishing early. Each unit comes with an optional student work booklet, and you get a PSHE Head of Department folder which will have all your mapping documents and a PSHE whole school audit tool if you wish to use. The package is underlined by our free app that can be downloaded on the Google Play or the Apple App Store for students so they can track their progress as well. Now, Year 12 has 6 different units there. Each has its own colour and theme, and they cover a wide variety of things that they'll need to know, particularly the personal finance unit that will be really useful for the students as they're thinking about part-time jobs, and obviously looking at the drugs and risks and things that they may come into contact with. You've also got lots on health and well-being and kind of staying safe as well, and post-16 options and careers. Year 13 focuses on a recap on relationships and sex education, a bit more depth into drugs and risk, and again following on emotional well-being, looking at stress, life events, how can they strike a balance between things. Now, the PSHE curriculum we've designed is mapped against various things in the Excel mapping document that I'll show you in a second, and again it runs on this core spiral thematic approach that running throughout the different year groups as well. To the right there you can see the student work booklets that you receive. And the makeup of a lesson, you don't just get the lesson PowerPoint, there will be an assessment opportunity, there'll be learning objectives, there may be teacher notes, it will be mapped, links to key terms and literacy, and there will be bonus resources for some of the lessons. Now, how do we assess PSHE? We have various different ways in which you can assess. We provide you with some graffiti learning journals you may use before and after the units. Within the work booklets, we assess SPAG. We have the app which can monitor assessment. We have quizzes and confidence checkers as well. So there's quite a few different ways you may approach to looking at the assessment progress. There are various ways that differentiate our curriculum from other curriculums on there. We don't charge a subscription, we don't have an annual fee, we provide everything in an editable format. It's been created in the last 2 years, so it's very much up to date with what's going on in the world. We also offer small discounts for SEMH and PRU schools as well. And let me show you a few parts of the package. So when you receive the package, you will get them in the files. You'll get some bonus lessons here. You'll get a head of department folder. You'll also receive all of the different units, and within the units you'll get your lesson, your assessment and your work booklet. So you can see here the lesson, the assessment and the work booklet for all the different year groups here. Within a lesson, if I have a look at one here, you can see all the different files that you will get for each one. So that will be all there in a nicely neat format. What does the lesson look like? Here's an example of a lesson. This one's on phobias, fears and anxiety. So you have your learning objectives, your vocabulary, there will be some activities, there may be a recap on the ground rules, confidence checker so students can say how confident they are at things before the lesson. That will be returned to at the end. And then as you go through the lesson, there will be detailed PowerPoint slides going through. There may be links to short little videos there. And sometimes we give tips and advice from experts. So this one here is Sian Randall from Sian Randall Therapies, which gives some advice on. And then if there are any activities or anything, we've got screenshots of those as well, and we'll provide you with that. So you can see there. And then again at the end, how could people, this is a kind of a support slide so students know who they could talk to and turn to if they're struggling with anxiety. We like to do a check-in at the end where people can go back to their learning objectives to review them. And then we do signposting on most of the lessons as well, so students know where they can go to for expert advice and support if they're dealing with anything that comes up in the lesson there. And then finally a plenary. So that's just an example of one lesson that you would receive within the package there. Now to give you another example of what the work booklet looks like, here is a Year 12 one on the positive wellbeing unit. So second page will always have the confidence checker. They can use a little highlighter pen, colour in the learning before and then go over it again afterwards. And then there's just activities linked to each of the lessons within the unit that they can do, and we try to make sure there's a wide variety of activities that are engaging. So you can see there, that's just one example of a workbooklet that goes for one unit. And there's the overview of it. Within the package, you'll also receive your Excel mapping document. So if we take Year 12, for example, it will have all of your lessons mapped on there, which unit it's part of, the year group we recommend, the learning objectives, the key terms, the assessment objectives, and then if it links to any of the statutory health or RSE framework, and also if you're using the PSHE Association's model, thematic model, we've got it linked into the units there. If your school's following the CDI framework, we've got the old CDI framework mapped against this here. We will be updating to the new CDI framework across the autumn term as well. So you've got everything mapped on there as well for Year 12, Year 13, and then we've broken down the literacy and the key terms for the package as well. And that is it for our sixth form package.